Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Angela, if you didn't know that already. Today I'm going to be reviewing the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. Now, this is a product that I have refrained from buying for years. Ever since it pretty much came out, I just haven't bought it. In all honesty, I had absolutely no idea what this product was for. Like, I didn't understand it. I feel like I've seen this product so much recently, so I thought, you know what, I'm just gonna buy it and we'll see what the deal is. So I didn't want to do a first impressions on this because I don't really think that's a fair enough test for me. I've tested this product out on its own. I've tested it out with a moisturizer, I've tested it out with an oil, I've tested it out with foundation on top. I've given this quite a good go, so I feel like I've got quite a good grasp on my thoughts of the product. I've tried the product on its own before, meaning just on bare skin, and I like it, but I do prefer some grease underneath. So I'm using a rose oil today just to prep my skin. And another question I got asked is if I can use this product with oil, because if you know me, if you watch my videos, you'll know I don't do makeup without an oil. I just can't do it. I've got dry skin and this is just how I do makeup. I can't do it any other way. So yeah, it does work with oil and I don't see an issue with it. It doesn't change how the product looks on my skin at all. I'd say the only thing that would change the sort of appearance of this stuff is if you're using quite a thick emollient moisturizer, so like the Weleda Skin Food moisturizer, that does make this look shinier than it would normally. I've refrained from using it this way, but for the sake of the video I'm just gonna apply it this way. I'm just putting it straight onto the skin, which kind of makes me cringe because I don't really like the thought of my oil mixing in the bottle with this, but I mean, I guess it's no different to concealer really, is it? So I'm just putting a load of that on. And for shade reference, this is one of the new colors. It's 5.5 tan and this is more of a golden color. I feel like the shade 5 and the shade 6 were a bit on the warm side, I guess. This is also one of their new shades. I don't know if I just said that, but they've got 0.5s of different shades, which I appreciate. Another question I got asked is whether I use it with a brush or with a sponge. I have never used it with a sponge and I don't really have a desire to use it with a sponge. I just use it with a buffing brush and I like it, so I'm not going to change it. Personally, the way I like to use this is I like to use it as a foundation. I know it's not a foundation. I think it's actually meant to be like a primer. You see, this is the thing, like, I didn't have a clue what this was. I know a lot of people don't have a clue because so many people use it as so many things. Like, I thought, is it a highlighter? Is it a foundation? Is it going to be too shiny to use a foundation? I don't know. I would use this as a foundation personally. I don't think it's unusable to use as a base. I've seen claims on YouTube saying that it makes your face look super shiny, and I just don't really agree with that really. Like, I didn't even know what that meant. Like, is it shiny as in like it's shimmery, like it's got sparkles in it, or it's shiny as in it's dewy? From what I've found is that there's absolutely no shimmer in this that's detectable. Like, there's no glitter, it's just sheeny. The way I would describe this is it looks sort of like you've been to the gym, but like been to a gym in a good way. It makes you look really healthy and alive, and I do like that. I feel like this is a pretty foolproof product in my opinion, because I've used this a lot of times now and I feel like you can't make this look cakey. For beginners and stuff like that, this would be ideal. Like, I think this would be quite good for school and stuff like that. I know it's a little bit pricey for like a schoolgirl, but I mean, have you seen schoolgirls these days? I mean, they've literally got so much makeup and it's all like high end as well. Like, I'm not being funny, but I did not have that when I was like 15, but it seems to be the norm these days. As you can see, that has just evened out my skin. It's made me look really healthy and it matches my neck perfectly, so I've definitely got the right shade here. For the purpose of this video, I am going to apply my usual foundation the usual way on half of my face, and I'm going to continue doing my normal steps in my makeup routine just to show you how it looks. So as I'm doing half a face, I'm only applying half a pump of my Born This Way foundation. I'm applying 2 squirts of my oil in it. I'm just going to mix that up in my little dish. What side should I put it on? I'll put it on my right side. So as you can see, that is pretty much the same colour. I'm just blending that in with my Sigma sponge. I'm not sure what the name is. I think it's like a 3D blender. And you can also buy these from Look Fantastic. And I do have a discount code if you would like to buy one. I will say that this is way better than the beauty blender. I mean, for a start, the material of this is so much more durable. And the shape is way better. Like, I'm not being funny, I've had this sponge for years and there's not a single tear in it. It is absolutely unreal. This is literally the only sponge I can say that about. That's what half a face of foundation looks like. Can you tell a difference? I mean, it's added more coverage, obviously, because I've just applied like a medium coverage foundation, but I don't know, I feel like there's not a ton of difference. This side looks more natural to me because I feel like it looks still skinny, if that makes sense. So I will say this does look sheenier. This one looks a bit more flawless looking. But yeah, it just depends on your preference really. Like I say, I would wear this on its own, it's fine. As long as it evens out my skin tone and matches my neck, that's all I use it for, you know. The next step is I'm putting on my concealer. I doubt this is going to apply any differently, but we shall see. So that's my concealer done and it applies exactly the same. Next up, I'm going to go in with my HMB Cosmetics Soft Focus Loose Powder. This is in the shade Light. I feel like this is where the differences definitely make an appearance. So I'm just going to leave that to bake a little bit, and I'm going to go in with my HMB Cosmetics Bronzer in the shade Medium Golden. So again, I'm not really seeing any difference, to be honest, in how my bronzer applies. No differences at all. Next up, I'm going to go in with my highlight. Today I'm using my Becca Opal. And now I'm just going to sweep off all the excess powder. So at this point, I feel like you can tell a bit of a difference on this side. With the foundation, it does look more put together, it looks more flawless. And the blush I'm using is this Hype Beauty blush in the shade Sexy. This was kindly gifted to me in PR recently, but I've not yet tried it. Oh, that's a new colour for me. I didn't realise it was going to be this colour, to be honest, but it's kind of like a bright neon-y peach. It's kind of interesting, but I kind of like it. Now that that's done, I'm just going to inspect to see if there's any differences in my makeup. I would say this looks sheenier, this looks more matte. To be honest, I feel like it's not really worth putting the flawless filter underneath foundation, because I just feel like it looks no different to how my foundation would look normally. It's just adding another layer for no necessary reason. Do you know what I mean? Can you honestly say this looks any different to how my makeup base usually looks? I wouldn't say so. But this does look more natural skin like, because obviously it is more of a sheerer base product. But yeah, I do like it. I just don't think it's really worth putting underneath a foundation, I think. Okay, so this is the finished makeup look. I will link all the products I've used in the description box as always. My final thoughts on the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter is I wouldn't buy it if you're not going to use this as a foundation, personally, because I feel like it doesn't really do much underneath foundation. I just think it's a waste. I don't know, maybe you'd get slightly different results if you mixed in the Flawless Filter with the foundation. Might make it more sheenier, but I'm just not really seeing much shine from the Flawless Filter through my foundation. That's just my personal thoughts. The consistency of this isn't moisturising. It's not like a tinted moisturiser or anything. It's more the consistency of a foundation. It feels exactly the same. Doesn't feel creamy, doesn't feel greasy. It's just a foundation based formula. This product isn't shimmery. It's more of a sheeny product, but it's not sticky, if you know what I mean, because some dewy products are sticky, but this one isn't. Like I said, this is more of a foundation-y product. It just somehow shiny, which is kind of cool. So if you have oily skin and you like the sort of dewy look but you don't like the dewy feel of dewy products, I think that would be great for you, especially if you don't mind like a light medium sort of coverage. It is light because you can see your skin through it, but it will leave your skin tinted, if that makes any sense. Again, I think the only thing that affects the look of this Flawless Filter is how greasy a moisturiser is. Using oil or a normal moisturiser doesn't affect the finish whatsoever, which is fab. Another thing that people might want to consider with this product is I think it's roughly about £35 RRP. I managed to get a 15% off discount code, which made it about £29, which is more in my price range for a foundation product. So I didn't mind that, and it is 30ml, which is the normal size amount for a foundation, so I don't mind about that. I definitely will use this in the future. I just think it's such an easy product to use. You can't go wrong with it. I would definitely recommend it. This is going to be a staple in my makeup collection. I do use it all the time and I absolutely love it. I'm not gonna lie, I was so ready to block people if I didn't like this product, but luckily for them, I love it. So thank you so much if you recommended this to me. I don't know what I would do without it now. If you enjoyed my video, please leave me a thumbs up and please subscribe. That would mean absolute world to me. Hopefully I'll see you in my next video, but until then, bye for now.